Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be covering pre-release 2 and also pre-release 1 for Minecraft 1.20.3. Pre-release 1 did release on Monday, but due to it being quite small, I didn't cover it. I was waiting for them to release a few more so we could cover them in one video. And today they have released pre-release 2. Now there is still no release date for 1.20.3, so we don't know exactly when it will release. My guess is probably early December, because they normally go to about between 3 and 6 pre-releases, and then they release a release candidate. So my guess is probably early December to mid-December. But with that being said, that might mean that we see no more changes to 1.20.1 features, due to they don't normally update them in pre-releases, because pre-releases is them focusing on getting the current update complete. But there are some bug fixes to 1.21 features, so let's quickly just cover them. And once we've covered these, we'll jump to some of the other changes. So first off, the breeze mob has had some updates. The first thing, if it was actually inside of a boat, if you was to put it in a boat like that, it would become passive. As you can see, that is no longer the case, and if it's inside of a boat, it will still actually shoot its wind balls at you. The second thing is it can now actually destroy decorated pots upon collision, which if we quickly just try and actually make it do that, let's hide behind it. As you saw, it destroyed a decorated pot. If we just show it again, if I put the decorated pot down, it will also destroy dripstone, but I think it means like from the ceiling, because it don't break it when it's just placed on the floor like that. If I quickly maybe just try and build this up a little bit to see does it break it if it's like taller than one block. By the looks of it, I need it to actually like see me. Yeah, by the looks of it, it doesn't. So I think it is only if it's like hanging from the ceiling, then it will break it. Let's actually quickly just try and see if we can make this happen. I don't know if this is not implemented correctly, but it doesn't actually seem to break the dripstone. As you can see, that one has actually hit the dripstone straight on, and it's not actually breaking it. So I don't know if that's not implemented correctly or if I'm just doing something wrong, but that don't seem to be the case. And the final thing is it will now actually break chorus flowers as well. So if we was to have a chorus flower right here, and we once again have that hit us, as you can see, the chorus flower is broken. And I didn't actually know items go flying when the breeze hits them, and that's kind of cool. So the decorated pots are broken, so are chorus flowers. Dripstone, I don't actually know why that's not breaking. Maybe it has to hit like a certain point of the dripstone, and we obviously haven't done that. But in the patch notes, it does say that it will be able to destroy this as well. The next thing that they have fixed, if you actually had a flame bow or an arrow that was on fire, and you was to shoot it at the breeze, the actual arrow is deflected off of the breeze. Well, the bug here was it would still set the breeze on fire. As you can see, that is no longer the case, and the arrow is just being shot away from it. The next change inside of this actual pre-release is grass. The actual small grass is now called short grass, so that is now the new name for it. I don't know why they've made this change. I'm guessing it's because before it was just called grass and people would get it confused with grass blocks or tall grass. But this is now called tall grass, you have short grass, and then you have grass block. But the weird thing about this change is the change was actually listed under technical changes rather than an actual change within the game. That does mean if you want to give it to yourself, you do have to now give short grass, or even if you want to like set a block, you now have to set the block as short grass. There's also been a bug fix where if you have the actual subtitles on, so make sure they are on, and you was to throw an ender pearl when the ender pearl was to land too far away from you throwing it, so as you can see I threw it from over there, if you was to throw the ender pearl too far away, it wouldn't actually show up in subtitles that the player teleported. But as you can see, that is now the case, and it will always show up, as you can see. So there was a few bugs with the charge creeper and the wither. The bugs were the actual like render around them. The charge layer around both of them would render incorrectly. I don't exactly know how it would render incorrectly, but it has now actually been updated to render properly. And one thing I never actually knew, it places down the wither roses if there's a grass block below. That's kind of cool. Is that always the case? No, it doesn't always do it, which is weird. I wonder what determines if it places the block there or not. That's something I didn't actually know. I thought it always drops as an item. If you was to have TNT or end crystals that didn't have a source to them, they would actually deal no damage to the player. As you can see, I just summoned Prime TNT. I think this is the best way to show this, but if I was to summon it in survival mode, it will still do damage to me even though there is no entity source. And then in last snapshot, we saw the Monster Hunter advancement be updated to include the breeze. Well, a bug has been fixed where it would always include the breeze even if you had the experimental toggle for 1.21 features disabled. There has been one bug that I do want to mention that has been fixed within pre-release 2, and that bug is if you actually had a decorated pot with loot tables. I have placed this by using this command, which just places a loot table of a decorated pot with the simple dungeon, which is like monster spawners. So if you had a decorated pot with a loot table and you tried to click an item on it, you would actually have a ghost item in your inventory. I actually had this happen to me within a video uploaded where I actually went in survival mode and encountered the trial chambers. And I actually thought I lost my pickaxe, but it turned out it was just invisible within my inventory. Well, this is now fixed, and if you click on a decorated pot that has a loot table within it, the item will stay within your inventory and you'll no longer have ghost items. The reason this bug actually occurred is because the game didn't register the loot table within it and it would try and place the item within the container. Obviously it can only have one item in, so it couldn't do that, and the item would just basically go invisible. But that has now been completely fixed, which is good. And alongside this pre-release 1, which was released on Monday, there was quite a lot of technical changes. So the data pack version is now data pack version 26 and the resource pack version is now resource pack version 22. This changed a lot about world resource packs loading. As you can see, the changes apply to world resource packs, and the actual what changed here I don't really understand. But you can see just by this, once again this will be linked in the description if you do want to check it out in more detail. It just seems like they made some changes to how resource packs load to make them quicker or to show on screen the progress in which they have loaded. And then as you can see, the data pack version, for some weird reason, it was listed here that they changed the name of Short Grass rather than in a changes part at the very top here. So I don't know why that was, and once again, resource pack version 22, they have also included it there as well. And just like most pre-releases, these pre-releases are very small. As you can see, there is really not much changes, even bug fixes there are very little of. And that is the same for, once again, the pre-release 2, which released today. As you can see, there are very little bug fixes as well. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. If you did enjoy, do like and subscribe. Once again, I don't think we'll see any major changes to 1.21 features now until they start the next cycle of snapshots, whether that be 124 or whether it be 121 snapshots next. We have no clue, but going off the timeline of this, we might not actually see new snapshots until the new year now, because this one will release either late November to early December, and then Minecraft or Mojang devs normally go on a holiday mid-December to late December, and they don't come back until about January. Now, once again, this could change, but I'm just going off last year when they were doing the 120 snapshots within the 119.4 snapshot cycle. So it could change and they might do something different this year, but I wouldn't expect anything too big now. And if we do get it, then that is a bonus. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.